It finally happened. We have cars in creative. We just got what may be the biggest update in creative history. Not only did we finally get cars in creative, we have leaks on NPCs, news on islands that are 12 times the size of the ones we currently have, 50-player lobbies, major changes coming to the creative hub. This update is chock full of stuff. So first we're gonna go over all the really exciting announcements, and then we're really gonna dive deeply into vehicles and play around with them. Let's go. Okay, first let's get into one of the leaks that I think is really cool and you'll love. Fortnite Creative News and Leaks reported that there's gonna be a mannequin device, and here are some of the settings for it. You can choose a character that it's going to look like. You can even choose what animation it has. So if it's idle, hands on hips, or if it's flexing. So this will probably be really similar to the player reference device. But this is what's cool. You can set it to be interacted with or not. And then finally, they have the setting to show store. I have no idea what that means, guys, but maybe that means you can interact with it and you can buy things from that character. This is the beginnings of true NPCs in creative mode. Super exciting stuff. Next really big piece of news is that you can now have 50 players in your maps. That is a big deal, especially for things like battle royale maps or survival maps. Man, this is gonna be really huge, especially with this next piece of news. Epic has announced that they're gonna be releasing extra large islands, which are 12 times the size of what we currently have. That's probably pretty close to what the battle royale island is. That it will also have the spatial thermometer system on it so that you can really maximize the potential of these large islands with a lot more memory. This is going to be a massive change for creative mode. It's currently in beta and hopefully will come out soon. So that mixed with the max players of 50 people on your islands is going to open up all sorts of game modes. My brain is already turning. Another big change that's coming is they're going to be completely overhauling the creative hub. If you go to create a new island, you're going to see these two new islands here. These are for the new hub layout. I actually got a sneak peek at one of the new hub layouts. This is made by Dumb Blonde, and she's going to give us a tour of what the new hub's going to look like and what it entails. So we'll look at this for a couple of minutes and then we're going to get into vehicles. Give us a little tour then of this new hub layout.
This is the main spawn area here where you're going to load in, and if you come right forward, this is what we all know as the Golden Rift portal, and on the left and the right here, these 4 regular portals are going to be the new area for the featured portals. If you turn around, these are going to be your player portals. So if you're in a party or whatnot, this is where those are going to be.
So we've kind of reduced from, I think it was what, 16 before total, and now we've got 4 total.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Right now, we, in this old hub layout, we have the combat, the practice, and the variety, which are still shown here. And so you have, right here is your practice, your combat, your variety, and then this is what they're calling favorites.
Favorites, interesting.
They are set portals. So if we come over to this area over here, you actually can turn off
the guides. Yeah,
and
that's
then,
interesting.
You haven't noticed too, everything is on the same level. So
you can't, there's no elevation changes.
There's no elevation change. So I'll turn on, I'll go back to the middle here, and I'll turn on the kind of guide.
Oh, they've given us guides for this. Okay, cool.
So this is where they want you to basically build, and it creates a spoke.
And so and you have to keep everything in that. So there's no more portals that's gonna like warp you to like the practice area. It's just right here. It's gonna be like this for every single hub. No variation.
Exactly. It's good because we're gonna have that consistency of every single week. That is where combat will be. That is where practice will be. That is where variety will be. I think the players are gonna like it a lot more because they can really like see it.
These new like decals, they're just kind of set in place then?
Yep, they are set in place. They are there. You can't move them or adjust them up and down, which does make it a little tricky for designing this layout is pretty tricky. Giving dimension to a long kind of rectangular spoke thing is pretty tricky, and it's definitely, you're gonna see some interesting designs.
It's basically, we're gonna have to really get creative if you want to get a hub featured. Thank you so much, Dumb Blonde, for giving us a little tour of what the new hub's gonna look like.
No problem.
Okay guys, let's jump into what we really care about today, the cars. Oh, if you go to devices, look at this. Oh, there's so much. Let's place down our first car spawner. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Oh guys, look, it's like a prop. You can place it wherever you want. Oh, that's cool. Okay, there we go. We've placed it down. Oh my gosh, our first car in creative. Let's go. Ah! We're driving in creative mode. Oh my gosh, I never thought this day would come. Doing donuts. Whoa! Okay, wait a second. We gotta place down all of these. Okay, look at all the new vehicles, guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, before we get into testing these, I'm gonna talk really quick about why it took so long to get these cars. A while ago, I had an awesome conversation with Zach Phelps at Epic Games. He does a lot with creative mode. And I asked him why we hadn't had vehicles yet. And he said the main reason we haven't had vehicles is because creative mode was on an old engine versus BR. So Battle Royale switched over to the Chaos engine, but creative mode didn't. So that when anything was added to Battle Royale, they couldn't just easily add it to creative mode because they were on two separate engines. And it took a lot of effort to say, add cars to creative mode. But now they're converting everything over to the new engine so that everything we have here is now on the new engine. And all of the other vehicles like shopping carts or golf carts, they're all on the old engine and can't run on the new engine that they've just switched over to in creative mode. So now it's sad that we don't have all of the old vehicles, but now when they add something to Battle Royale, they can easily add it to creative mode. So I imagine we'll see choppers and boats and all of that stuff in the future. So this is actually a really great thing for creative mode so that we can get things as BR gets them, or at least soon thereafter. It's sad that some old stuff is not working currently, but they said that they'll eventually release that stuff as they get it updated into the new engine. So hopefully we'll see all of those old vehicles at some point in the future. Okay guys, now let's actually get into like the settings and stuff. I want to play around with the sports car because it's the fastest. Okay, so first I want to show you this. You can turn on the boost regen. So that means that's how often you can boost your car. I'm just gonna make it unlimited for now because I want to see how it interacts with all these different like speed boosts and stuff like that. Oh, whoa, it definitely reacts with that. So you can get a little bit of extra speed off of a boost, but it doesn't look like it's like super noticeable, but it is noticeable when you run into it this way. That is really interesting. Currently, this plate is set at a high impulse, so that's as big of a kickback as you can get off of that. I'm curious if I hit this, if it's gonna like make me like jump even higher. So that's cool. Oh, I jumped over it. Whoops. All right, let's try that again. Here we go. Here we go. We're gonna boost and then it does boost up. Okay, it does cause damage, so you'd have to make sure you turn all of that off. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, let's see if we can get extra speed off of this boost pad here. Oh, look, it doesn't even interact. Okay, so this does not interact with cars. All right, let's try bumpers. Whoa, it does interact with cars. Holy cow, both of these bumpers, let's try. Okay, that one, okay, it kind of does. Whoa, jeez. What if I made these huge and then had a bunch that you had to like drive through? All right, let's see what happens when I go between these two. Oh, that's awesome. Oh man, guys, this is gonna be fun. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, now I'm wondering if there's like a death run like level possibility with these. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can like bounce off of these. Oh geez, you can. Wow, this is gonna be so hard though. Oh my gosh, this is like opening up so many possibilities for maps. My goodness, guys. Like here we go. Let's see. Oh, I overjumped. It's gonna take so long to get used to like cars and how they like operate. Oh my goodness, the maps out of this. Okay, let's see. What about these bounce pads? Oh, definitely. Man, you can get some real distance on that. All right, finally, I want to see if it interacts with ice. It doesn't feel different on the ice. So ice doesn't like have any effect on cars. What about traps? I mean, they definitely like destroyed other vehicles. Let's try and see what it does here. Oh, whoa, yep, it definitely works. Okay, we gotta try these other things. Let's see what happens when I hit these. Okay, they do kind of, yeah, they do damage to these for sure. And then I don't know if this is even gonna work. Yeah, that does not work. All right, before we actually look into the settings, I wanna see how cars can interact with these things without a driver. So like if I tilt this down, will the car roll off? Oh, it does, oh my gosh. Oh, and it gets boosted out. Oh man, you can make a whole Frogger game now. Look at that, you can have them like flying out of people. I mean, you can even have it like raining cars. This is so cool. Okay, now let's just review real quick the actual settings for the cars. Okay, we've got the respawn time. Like, so how often do these cars respawn? That's cool. We've got respawn vehicle when enabled. Awesome. Destroy vehicle when disabled. That's nice. You can assign these to teams so that other teams can't get the cars. That's great. Boost regen, we've kind of already talked about. So you can have no boost, slow, default, fast, and unlimited. So basically, this is how long of a cooldown there is between boosts. You can can have the radio on and off. You can change the color style that it spawns as. Oh, you can change the tires to off-road tires. Let's do that. Whoa, check it out, guys. We got the new car. So there's a good example of the new engine, right? Immediately having something that is in Battle Royale in creative mode. Oh man, there's a lot of really cool settings here. You can assign a driver when receiving from a certain channel. Wait, I'm actually curious how that works. So I'm gonna put this on channel 1, and I've assigned it to this trigger here. Let's see. Oh, see, as soon as I hit that trigger, it puts me in the car. Oh, that is so cool. That's actually really great for race maps, so you can assign cars to people instantly. Okay, so you can respawn the vehicle when receiving from a channel. That's great. You can destroy a vehicle when receiving from a channel. Okay. Oh, I was just wondering how you could make it so people can't exit the vehicle. You can have it transmitted on a channel when a player enters the vehicle and when they exit. So you can make it so when they exit, it immediately respawns them back into their car at a respawn point or something like that. And then right here behind me, it says when vehicle spawns, transmit on, and then when vehicle is destroyed, transmit on. That is actually really helpful so that if something blows up, it can respawn you back at the checkpoint. And some great settings there, guys. Also added this race checkpoint, guys. Let's check it out. Okay, here it is, man. This thing's huge. That's just the default size. Wait, can we like resize it ourselves? So you can have it be really massive for a race map. Pretty small too if you have like a little choke point that you want people to pass through. Okay, let's look at the actual settings of this thing. So you can have up to 150 checkpoints. Whoa, that's crazy. Allow players to pass without vehicle. Oh, so that must mean if you are out walking around, you can activate this checkpoint too. Oh, and then you can specify what type of vehicle. So if it's a car or if it's a plane or a helicopter at some point. Wow, and you can change the color of it depending on its current state. So there's an inactive checkpoint color. That means it's not the current target and it hasn't been passed yet. So it may be one that's like 5 checkpoints down the road. So you can still see it, but it's not like the next target one. There's the current checkpoint color. This one would be like, what's your next target checkpoint? I'll show you all this, how it works. And then there's the completed checkpoint color. Oh, and you can set this so that you only see it once the race has actually started. And then of course you can have it always visible or not visible at all. Oh, you can also have it disappear once you pass through it. Awesome. Okay, and then we have our different ways we can activate it. You can set it as a checkpoint when receiving from another channel. So if someone passes through another checkpoint, you can have this one activated as the current channel. Oh, that's hilarious. Let's just set up a little mini course. Okay, so I've set up a little course here and I could fly through this and activate it. So you see that started the race, and then this is the first checkpoint and it turns green, and then this is the second checkpoint and it's now invisible, and then this is the like final like checkpoint with the flag. That's like the finish. So there we go. I did it in 14 seconds. That's the fastest you'll ever see someone run that course. So the way this works is the checkpoint 1 is the start, and then it looks for the one that is the next highest. So this would be checkpoint 2, and this one is checkpoint 3, and that's checkpoint 4. So the highest number is your like finish line. So now let's drive through it with a car just to see how it works. Let's see if I can beat my speed run of 14 seconds. Here we go. Dude, this is game changing, guys. Honestly, this is like opening up a whole new like era of creative mode. Okay, guys, before we end though, you know what we got to do on update day. We're gonna make a little 360 of cars just for good measure, and also it may be part of my thumbnail. Right there you guys go. Truly one of the best updates we've ever had.